Good morning, everyone. Peace upon you all. By the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. How are you, girls? I hope you are all okay. Today is Wednesday, 16th of December 2020, 1st of Jamad al-Awwal 1442. Today we are going to take revision for the articles past simple and past continuous, okay? Now, the most important outcomes that we are going to accomplish today is what? Recall the articles, then we are going to recall the past simple and the past continuous. Now, let's begin. Please open your worksheets to follow me in this revision, okay? Look please at this worksheet about the articles. We're going to explain and revise the articles together, okay? Look here, in English there are three articles, a, an, and the. Articles are used before nouns or nouns equivalent and are a type of adjective. The definite article the is used before a noun to indicate that the identity of the noun is known to the reader, okay? The indefinite article a or an are used before a noun that is general or when it is identity as not known, okay? We use the a and an when we have before the noun or that is general in general or the identity is not known, okay? There are certain situations in which a noun takes no article or zero. It's often called the zero article. Now let's move to the a and an. Function. We use a or an before singular nouns, okay? First, the first time you mention or refer to a noun. Look at this example. Look at this one. Bismillah. I bought a new pair of shoes yesterday. Mentioned for the first time. Can you believe the shoes were 50% off? Mentioned for the second time. Now it's clear with which shoes, okay? The shoes you bought yesterday. Number 2. To name a member of a group jobs like I'm a teacher, I'm a pilot, okay? Look at 3. Nationalities. He's an American. He is an American. He is a what? Spanish, for example, okay? Number 4. When you also mean one. Example, I had an or one apple at lunch. I had an apple, okay? Expressions quantity, a little bit of, a lot of, a ton of, okay? Look at this table. It shows you a or an, okay? Look at this a. When the indefinite article comes before a word beginning with a consonant sound, we said the consonant sound, all the letters except the vowels. What are they? A, I, O, E, and U, okay? Now, look at this example. A toy, a book, a house, a chair, okay? Let's move to an. The indefinite article comes before a word beginning with a vowel sound, an operation, an idea, an apple, an orange, okay, etc. Now let's move to the. We're going to the. The function of the. We use the, number 1, with something already mentioned. See the example that we mentioned before. For the first mention here with a and an, when I say, for example, I saw a girl, the girl was my friend, for example, okay? Number 2, when there is just one of something. Example, I walked in the forest. There is only one forest where you live. Number 3, when you define a specific person, object, or place. Example, I loved the book my dad gave me for my birthday. Not just any book, but specifically the book your dad gave you for your birthday. Okay? Number 4, with things that are unique. There is only one, the sun. Okay? For example, the moon. Okay, number 5, with ordinal numbers and superlatives, we say the first, the second, the third, the biggest, the best, the fastest, the ugliest. Okay, number 6, with some proper nouns. Okay, number 8, with rivers, the Nile, with mountains ranges like the Rockies or the Alps. I'm going to. With oceans, the Pacific Ocean. With groups of islands, like D, with groups of islands or countries with plural, the Hawaiian Islands, the Netherlands. Okay, it's not very clear for me. It's okay. Now, 0 articles. Function, we use 0 or nothing to. Number 1, talk about things in general. All things everywhere. Example, I love watching whales. All whales everywhere, not just one specific whale. Okay, I love Italy. I can't say I love the Italy. I love Italy. Countries. Example, he's from Germany. Have you visited Algeria? Okay. The next one. Languages. Example, French, Japanese. We cannot say the French, the Japanese, because it's the language. Number 4, meals like breakfast. Number 5, people's name and titles. Number 6, with possessives, my coffee, her dog. Number 7, uncountable nouns, unless referring to specific example. Okay? I love adding milk, uncountable, to my coffee. Uncountable too, okay? Number plus possessive, of course, which is my coffee. Number 8, specific mountains, lakes, and islands, like Mountain Fuji. Number 9, most cities, towns, streets, and airports, Kiev, New York, Jordan. Okay, let's move to the next. Now we're going to go to grammar unit 2, past simple tense. We're going to talk about the use and the function and the form. Now look here, we use the past simple tense. Why? We use it for action that took place at a definite time in the past. Okay, we bought our house 5 years ago. Deal, actions that took place at a definite time in the past. We bought our house 5 years ago. Number 2, for habitual or repeated actions in the past. I always went to bed early when I was a student. Okay. Number 3, for completed actions that happened one after the other in the past. Yesterday I got up at 8 o'clock, had breakfast, and left for school. Okay. Now look at the time expressions. Yesterday, when I give you the specific time, it means the simple past tense. Yesterday, in 1980, etc. 2 hours ago, 5 years ago, etc. Last night, last week, last Sunday, last March, etc. Okay? Now we're going to move to the form of it. We have affirmative for the regular verbs, he or she or it, or I, we, they, you, plus with verb, and the verb ed, because it's regular. For example, look here, we have play, played, jump, jumped. Look at the affirmative. We said the affirmative for the regular verbs. Now we're going to go to the affirmative for the irregular verbs. He or she or it, I, you, we, they, with the past simple form of the verbs like buy, bought, see, saw, go, went. Okay? These are irregular verbs. We said the regular verb, it's the verb when you change it into the past, you only add ed, while the verb, the irregular verb, it's the verb when you change it into the past, you change the shape of the word. Okay, like we said, go, went, see, saw, drink, drank, eat, ate. Okay, let's move to the negative form. He, she, or it, I, you, we, they. When we want to negate the helping verb Did comes and will do the negative. We say didn't plus verb 1, as I mentioned before. Now we said that we after did does do, we have verb 1 or infinitive, okay? So it will become did not plus verb 1 or didn't verb plus verb 1. Now the question, we're going to bring the did or the helping verb did and start the sentence with it. So we can say, did he, for example, go to the market or to the supermarket, to the mall, whatever you want. Did you visit your grandparents' house? Okay. Now let's move to the next one. Bismillah. We have the spelling rules, if you remember. We said that verbs ending in E take only D. For example, explore, it's already the word ends with E. So we're going to add only the letter D. Explored, okay? Verbs with one syllable ending in one vowel plus one consonant, we are going to double the consonant before the ed, like stop, stopped, okay? Stop, stopped. Travel, traveled, okay? Verbs number 3. Verbs with 2 or more syllables ending in a stressed vowel and one consonant. We are going to double the consonant before the ed, okay? Prefer, preferred. But when we say visit, visited, the last syllable isn't stressed, okay? Number 4, verbs ending in a consonant plus y. We change the y into I before the ed, so it will become try, tried. But play, played. We have some words that are irregular, okay? Number 6, verbs ending in one vowel plus ending with one vowel. 1 minute. Now we have the verbs ending in one vowel plus L, double the L before the ed, which is travel, traveled, sail, sailed. The verb ends in 2 vowels plus L, okay? Sail, sailed. Deal? Now let's move to the past simple of the verb be. Remember this one? We took it together. Now the past simple of the verb be, we have the affirmative form. The affirmative form, he or she or it, goes with was, okay? While we, you, they goes with were. The negative form, we are going to say he wasn't, she wasn't, it wasn't, okay? Or I wasn't, because it's singular, mufrad. While we, you, they weren't, equal were not. The question is, was she, was he? And for the plural form, were you, were they, okay? Now the short answer is yes, I was, or no, I wasn't, for example, or yes, we were, or no, we weren't, okay? Now we're going to move to the past continuous progressive. This is very, very important. The simple past and this one, this tense. Past continuous progressive, we use it. Look at this one, the use of it here. Now look here. We have, look at this line. We have the past, present, and future. The past continuous progressive, look at this cross on the line. As you can see, this one, okay? This one is the past continuous progressive. It interrupted action in the past. Interrupt action in the past. Look at the use of it. Look here. We use the past continuous to indicate that a longer action in the past was interrupted, okay? The interruption is usually by a shorter action in the simple past. Remember, this can be a real interruption or just interruption in time. Like what? Look at me. For example, look at the examples. Last night at 6 p.m. I was eating dinner. 2. At midnight we were still driving through the desert. 3. Yesterday at this time I was sitting at my desk at work. Okay? Now we have other usually parallel actions. What do you mean by parallel? We have 2 actions happened you know, in parallel lines. Look at them. Okay, we have the past, the present, and the future. And this parallel action, I'm going to read the explanation of it now, is between the past and the present. Look at this one. Parallel actions. When we use the past continuous, listen carefully, with two actions in the same sentence, it expresses the idea that both actions were happening at the same time. The actions are parallel. What do you mean by this? This is very important, يعني very very important. بقولك when you use the past continuous, لما يكون في عندك past continuous with two actions, فينا two actions in the same sentence, okay, it expresses the idea, but يعني it shows you that both of the actions were happening at the same time, okay. These actions happened in the same time. Like what? Look at the examples here, please. Look at the examples. We have, I was studying while he was making dinner. I was studying while he was making dinner. While Ellen was reading, Tim was watching TV. Look at this one. We have only comma between the two sentences, okay? Now, let's move to the keywords. We have while plus subject. What is the subject? This is فاعل, pronoun, whatever. While plus subject plus was or were plus verb ing, okay? And after the comma, we have subject plus verb to, okay? This is the key word. We have as plus subject, was or were plus verb ing, comma, subject and verb to. هلا this action رح نحكي عنه اللي هو for example, I was walking in the street when I saw my old friend. هلا we have two actions happened in the past. I'm talking about while and as. Two actions are happening in the past. One of them interrupted the other, okay? The long action that I mentioned before is the past continuous or the main action, and the other action that interrupted it, شأنها interrupted يعني قطعه, اللي هو simple past اللي هي verb to here, okay? We have when plus subject plus verb to. دائما يعني here after when we have verb to, comma, we have subject اللي هو الفاعل plus was or were plus verb ing, okay? هلا we have the form. What is the form? I was plus verb ing, he, she, it, because they are singular, okay? And was singular, verb مفرد. We say he, she, it plus verb verb ing. Then they, we, you, were plus verb ing. Okay, this is the form of it. Let's move to the next one. We have the negative form. I wasn't plus verb ing, or I was not or I wasn't plus verb ing. He, she, it was not plus verb ing, or he, she, it wasn't plus verb ing. They, we, you were not plus verb ing, or they, we, you weren't plus verb ing. Now the question, we are going to invert between the subject and the verb. اللي هي بتقول was I plus verb ing. Yeah, yes I was, or no I wasn't. Was he or she or it with verb ing? Yes he was or he wasn't. Okay. Were they, we, you plus verb ing? Yes they were or no they weren't. Okay. Examples. Look at this one. While I was watching TV, my mother was cooking. We have these two actions اللي هم parallel. Okay. Number 2, Joe wasn't playing when I called him. Note here, هاي الاستخدام اللي احنا حكينا عنه. They weren't eating when we visited them. They weren't eating when we visited them. Okay? We have examples also. Was he going to the dentist? 1 minute. Bismillah. Where is it? Was he going to the dentist when I saw him? Yes, he was, or no, he wasn't. Were they playing on yesterday afternoon? Yeah, yes, they were, or no, they weren't. Now, if you want tomorrow, do this exercise. Write the past simple form of the words. I already, inshallah, I will do it, inshallah, and upload it to you. But not for today. This is enough for today. We're going to take it tomorrow, inshallah. I have to finish the class now. Thank you very much for being with me. We accomplished our important outcomes. We revised the articles, the simple past, and the past continuous, yes. And see you tomorrow, inshallah. Goodbye.